That's right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? I tell you what, I got something I got to play for you here today. Take it. Let's see, I guess I better put that back up there. Okay. Take
May the
it
force
away.
be with you.
May the force 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 be with you.
The force will be with you. Always.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with us all.
May the force be with you.
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 The force is with you, young Skywalker.
Remember, the force will be with you. Always. May the force be with you.
May the force be with us.
And may the force be with you.
May the force be with you, Master.
And remember, the force will be with you. Always.
May the force.
All right, okay. May the force be with you, or may the fourth be with you. It is, I guess you figured out, the 4th. It is the 4th of May, which is May the Force Be With You Day. That's right. It's National Star Wars Day. So just wanted you to not get caught up and surprised by this. Wanted to make sure that you knew about it. So ho, 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 how you doing this morning? Hard to believe that this is May. I can't believe it myself. This is May. And of course, Princess Penny is here. Just made sure she's being predictable. Penny. Hey, Penny. What do you say this morning? You got anything to say to anybody? Why don't you just look at the camera and tell them, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to be here. You know, Penny is so funny about this in the morning. Yes, I'm telling on you. Yes, I am. She is so funny here in the morning because I'll go to put her up in her chair and she'll just run around like, I don't want to be up there. I don't want to be on the show this morning, Ann. I think I'll just lay on my sofa right down here. So then she goes, you really don't have to tell about me. So then when I ignore her, she comes over and goes, pick me up, Mom. Pick me up, Mom. I want to be on the show. And it's this little game we have to play every day. Is that right? Yeah, I think so, but you're not supposed to recognize it's a game. All right, how you doing, everybody, this morning? Penny, can you say hi? Say hi. Yeah, there you go. Penny said hi, hi, hi. And she is also making sure that you also are having the force with you today. Okay. Should be an interesting day. It is Monday. What other things is it today? Oh, it's a day for the weary. It's National Self-Employed Day. So to all the people that are making it their way, I did it my way. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So it's also National Renewal Day. This is your permission slip to hit the reset button, refresh your space, your goals, or even your mindset. Ooh, that could be dangerous. It's National Weather Observers Day and Bird Day, whatever that means. It's actually also National Orange Juice Day and, for the adventurous baker, National Candied Orange Peel Day. So there you go, folks. Have we covered them all? I think so. I think so. Hey, if you got a comment or something here this morning, 864-332-9355. 864-332-9355. We would like a penny for your thoughts this morning. Would we like that, Penny? A penny for your thoughts. Here, look over here at the camera and tell the people you'd like a penny for their thoughts. Do they have thoughts they'd like to share with you? I hope so. All right, so look at the camera, though. You got to look at the camera when we're doing this. Okay, there you go. All right, we are doing good here this morning. We've been out for a nice walk. It's beautiful out there. Let's see, what is the temperature, Penny? It was 51 degrees when we started here this morning. Love to hear from you on 864-332-9355. Or I always love when you make a comment on our Facebook page. That's right. We are live on Facebook at, what are we live on, Penny? We are live on WCRS Radio. WCRS Radio. So if you want to say good morning or how you doing, any of these things, Penny says she'd love to hear from you. So there you go. May the force be with you. Well, that's interesting. Somebody just wished me happy birthday. Nah, it's not my birthday. Anyways, I appreciate it, but you know the joy of it is any day can be my birthday. For years and years, I'll just switch gears, we'll come back to the mail. For years and years and years, I never had an actual birth date. It was good. Because when we owned Sharp Facets in the spring, there was always a time where sales were lagging. So it always became Anne's birthday, birth week, birth month, so that we could have a special sale. Well, it really developed a life of its own when my mother came to visit. One time. I think she came one time to South Carolina. Well, it was a big trip, though. Really, really big. Anyways, when she came down here and we had some of our suppliers coming by, and I happened to mention that my mother was here, and it was her birth date. And so in order to get into good graces with Ann and Jeff, they gave her nice things. One, I think, gave her a ring and a pendant and earrings, a whole set. I mean, other people gave her things, and I said, that is how to do this. And so that was when we started Anne's birth month. And we did a whole month of celebrating. And now when people ask me, Anne, when's your birthday? When's your birthday? I simply say, whenever you like, because I believe in celebration is the best part of life. So keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Any day can be my birthday. It was, could have been April 28th. What a day that was. That's the day I went down there to the Senate and got that resolution from the Senate. So, I'm just saying, any day works as long as it's in the springtime. That's all. I don't think it would work for my birthday to be in the fall or the winter because I'm just a spring chicken. There you go. All right, now we were supposed to be talking about the weather before I got taken in a different direction here this morning, not unlike what we do here on the I Love Ann show. Today's outlook, it is 59 degrees, mostly sunny today, high of 80. Bright and mostly clear skies mean it's a good day to keep your sunglasses. That's right, be careful of your eyes, of course, but we are looking at a high of 80, low of 52, no real chance of any rain. Tuesday is pretty much of a ditto day. Wednesday, we come in with partly cloudy skies, but high of 83, low of 64. Thursday looks like we may get some rain. This is what we're looking at. According to the weather forecast, it looks almost 100% chance of rain. High of 75, low of 54. Friday, a high of 70, low of 54. So, and the rain will be pretty much gone. So Thursday is rain day if we are so blessed. Whew, it's been nice to have a little cooler weather, hasn't it? Well, Saturday, I was fortunate enough to make it over there to Indigenous Underground and listen to Erica McSear's story and how she got included in the book 100 Things to Do Before You Die right here in South Carolina. And let's see, I don't know, the book's over on the other side of the table. I can't really reach it. But it was a very interesting interview talking about Erica and her life and how when one does things, you may become an inspiration to somebody else. And Erica certainly has had that experience happen so many times because she has suffered from kidney disease, not once, but twice. I think she had two kidney transplants. At least she's had at least one. But the bottom line is that people have been inspired by her tenacity and her willingness to keep on moving. She was a visual arts teacher that became a chef. How did she go from one to the other? Well, while she was on dialysis, she was watching the Food Channel a lot because that's what was on the TV. She looked at that and she goes, I could do that. So she looked up chef schools in our area, or culinary arts schools, and she found the one at Greenville Tech. And so that is how she got into being a chef and all the things that she has accomplished since then. Of course, being a state ambassador, that has been, she said, a big honor and still continues even though she's not the official one for this year. It's like a big club. So it's great. It's great. So interesting times. Had some delicious fried green tomatoes. And then what did I have? Oh, I had a delicious, shared it with Karen, a piece of lemon blueberry cake. And this was not a loaf cake. This was a 2-layer cake with fresh blueberries in it. Oh my God, it was delicious. Delicious. So that was my afternoon. I didn't quite make it to the Derby party, but I understand the Derby party was quite wild. I will say I felt a little under the weather, and that's why I didn't make it to the Derby party, unfortunately. But the Derby party was a huge success at the museum. And how about the gal who is the trainer's horse, what was it, Golden Globe? Golden Temple, Golden something. Anyways, she won the Kentucky Derby. Just such a great story. And to think that no woman has won that was a trainer before that. So that's what I thought was so interesting. And the gal who won it was the trainer. She was very modest before. They were talking to her, when she was walking her horse out, and she kept trying to turn it around to the jockey, who was a female jockey, turning it around to her. And then at the end, when she the horse won, she was like over the top and just couldn't believe it. So I am glad that I got to watch it. I'm glad that I got to watch it from that standpoint. It was very Golden Tempo. Yes, Golden Tempo was the horse, and it was a right down to the wire race. But that horse and the jockey, they pulled it out in the end. So, congratulations to. Congratulations to, what was her name? She was so effusive, as she should have been. But this was just a story for, I think this goes down as a story for the ages, as far as I'm concerned. It was just wonderful. Tightly contested race with a narrow victory, with a very narrow victory. So, wow, unbelievable. And the jockey was jockey Jose Ortiz that helped kick the horse into a sprint to the finish, making up ground quickly and pulling even with Renegade through the stretch run. So, Sherry DeVoe was the gal's name. She becomes the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby and just the second ever to win a Triple Crown a race, along with Jenna Antonocci, whose horse won the Belmont Stakes in 2023. So that's what I thought was so exciting for her, and It just shows you that anything can happen, doesn't it? It can shows you that anything can happen. So that was exciting. So how about you? This weekend, did you do something exciting, fun, or did you just say, I'm not doing nothing this weekend? Oh, the festival over there in Abbeville was really doing well. I tell you what, that was pretty exciting. And the nice thing is, it was really cool. Of course, we had to go over to Indigenous Underground over there, so the festival was going on while we were over there. Sunday afternoon, they did have a spectacular monuments put in over there in Hodges. That was pretty cool. It looked like they had a really good attendance. Me, I was painting in the backyard. That's what I did, and I absolutely finished one of my projects. So I am excited about that. All right, well, let's get into some of the other topics here that I know everybody is jumping at the bit to talk about. Well, okay. What shall we talk about? Shall we talk about Chipotle opening? Nah, it's Chipotle. There have already been several things happening over there. Everybody wants everything perfect, right? Right from the very beginning. Regardless if it's just opening, it is very hard to have everything perfect. But I have rethought some of my thought processes. I have thought about maybe it is better to go during all the hoopla because they've got all their trainers there with them. And sometimes after the trainers leave, well, you know what I'm talking about, Greenwood. We don't have to say it. So we will see and monitor how Chipotle does. I have not been there yet, and that is certainly okay. But oh my goodness. I just saw something. Okay, so anyways, that's one of my thoughts about that. But how about what does everybody feel about the Pamela Evitt situation? What do you think is come out of that? Now the legislature is actually calling for some members of the legislature, basically members of the Freedom Caucus, are calling for funding to be withdrawn from South Carolina State. What do you think about that? Do you think that is appropriate? Do you think that this thing with Pamela Evitt has been totally blown out of proportion? I kind of do. I tell you what, I think it's been way overhyped. Has it made you think that you would be more likely to vote for Pamela Evitt, less likely to vote for Pamela Evitt? Where do you stand on the issues on this one? 864-332-9355. Of course, I would love to get your input right there on our Facebook page, too, which is WCRS, what is it? Radio on Facebook. So let me know what you're thinking about that. 864-332-9355 or right there on our Facebook page. This certainly developed a life of its own. There are certainly many sides to this story. In my personal opinion, I think it went a bridge too far. My most burning question about all of this is why why didn't they announce, why hadn't it been announced by the school as this was their upcoming speaker, rather than for it to be, I'll say, leaked out the way it was, and then the students got wind of it, and then the sit-ins, peaceful protesting, nothing wrong with their protesting, peaceful protesting. Do you think that the administration has some blame in this too? I do. I think the administration should have been, if this was their pick and this out of all the candidates had been decided, why hadn't they announced it a month before so that people could be saying, oh yeah, we've got, we've got, this is who's coming. People could adjust, but it leaked out. And in talking to some of my sources, they are saying that Pamela didn't have anything to do with it, but they didn't know where it came from. So that is a question on my mind. I will tell you that Pamela Evett, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett, is supposed to be joining us Thursday morning right here on WCRS radio. So that should be interesting. Do you think that funding should be withdrawn? Do you think that that is too much? According to the letter that has been signed by 9 legislators right here at the end, they are talking about, because she was uninvited and was and is the lieutenant governor, that funding should be withdrawn. I will say this, of all the schools, that South Carolina State gets the least amount of funding. So what do you think? I don't know. I think it's a little bit much to be doing that, but we'll have to see if there is a plan. If there is a plan in fact, or was this just more political spin being put on this to show their distaste? Now, when the governor comes out and says it, then even though the governor doesn't have any power to do anything about it, but if McMaster would come out and say it, then you'd know that there was political pushback, and this is really going to be something big. And here we are on the last week of session. They're supposed to be finishing up this Thursday. So that's one thing out there. If you have a comment, 864-332-9355. Love to hear from you. But I don't know. I just feel that this has been way overhyped. And I don't know about the political, what shall we say it, baggage that may come out of this. Will this really be something that helps or not? That's the question. Will this really help or not? If you've got a question, have you got something to say, Penny? Penny seems to think that what's going on here, Penny? Penny. Do you not want to talk about this topic anymore? You should see her. She's sitting here just with her head on my chair here. Anyways, how would you feel about this if this was you? Have you made up your mind on a candidate? Is there one candidate that stands out there that you say, yes, this is the one that I like? I don't know. I think this is getting harder and harder to find out which way everything is going to go. So if you have a question or a comment, I'd love to hear about it from you, 864-332-9355. I'm not sure that I know where it's going. You know, Alan Wilson has maybe getting a trash truck here. I don't know. He's got his new program, the Waste Removal Plan. And he's honing in on affordability issues. I wonder if he's going to have a trash truck running around South Carolina with the removal of this waste removal plan that he's talking about. So anyways, politics is going to be most interesting as we get ready to to see where it's going. Nancy Mace has been most controlled here. Big article about her in the South Carolina Post and Courier. All right, what else we got here today? Doesn't look like anybody wants to weigh in on that. I'm shocked. I thought y'all would want to weigh in on that, but maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. Let me look over here, see if anybody's weighing in over here. Oh, let's see. Somebody is saying, what are they saying? Grandma always says, if you're going to collect something, collect birthdays. Yeah, that was a good one. That has to do with my birthday. Doesn't have anything to do with whether Pamela Evett and the spin that has been put on this story is worth it. You know, I just wonder, is everybody not even paying attention to it? Is it only political junkies like myself that are watching this and seeing where it's going? I think the most interesting thing is to see what the House, because it is the House that brought up about defunding South Carolina State. So I think that is the interesting point, is to see where that goes with them, or was that something that was just put out to add to the hype? Anyways, that is one of the things that is out there. So what else we got here this morning? Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, did you see what Jasmine Crockett is going to be doing? Oh my, OMG, OMG. She is revealing her future plans after she leaves office at the end of the session. You are going to just die. North Texas Congressman Jasmine Crockett reveals future plans after she leaves office at the end of the year. Yes, she has found a way to stay relevant in politics. She intends to start a leadership PAC to help other candidates. What do you think about that? She reviewed her plans with an interview on the Sherry syndicated TV show on Wednesday. Crockett said her PAC is called FIRE, Fuel Individual Rights Everywhere. So somebody else will start another PAC that says, stamp out the fire. I just made that up. Okay. She said she will be supporting candidates across the country and hitting the road. I'm going to go on tour across the country, Crockett said. We're going to educate people about what it is that elected officials can do, should be doing, and what they're doing wrong. Well, that will be an interesting one coming from her, isn't it? She, of course, lost the Democratic primary in her state to James Talarago of Austin in the primary that was back on March 3rd. So, what do you think about that idea? Do you like the idea of somebody who was pretty totally incompetent now helping people? I think some Republican strategists would be saying, hell yeah, bring it on, bring it on. They would probably like the idea that Jasmine Crockett is going to be advising people. You know, that really is a huge business. And of course, it comes to light anytime we have political campaigns. People are looking for people to tell them what to do and how to do it. So, but she thinks she can tell people how to do this. So she's going to call her PAC is called FIRE, Fuel Individual Rights Everywhere. And of course, it will absolutely, positively not have any of her money in it. It'll have donors' money that she will be putting together to do this. And of course, she'll have to be paid for every announcement, every meeting, every talk that she gives, any candidate that she helps. She will not be doing this out of the graciousness of her own heart. She will be doing this to make the money. So congratulations, Jasmine Crockett. We were hoping you'd go quietly into the good night, but no, you will still be out there trying to inspire others to make the same mistakes you made. Wah, 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 wah. I love when I get good stories like this one. It just thrills my heart to no end. Let's see, what else did I have? I had some other good ones here this morning. Yeah. Oh man, I just love these things. One of the things I did want to remind you is that Anthony Price said he would come back on the radio and do a brain health brain health class right here live on the radio to help us understand what is happening when we see people in the stress and how they get that way, because part of the thing to be able to make things come together is to understand how you got there, how the stress. I had no idea the development of the brain could actually be affected by the stress that a mom is under when she's carrying that baby in vitro. So, but these are things that truly have significance in the development of a child. And so we are looking for, Anthony said, if enough people wanted it, he'd come back and do a class on brain health. So I certainly hope that you will let me know. Just go to 864-332-9355, 864-332-9355. Please let me know, and we will be sure to let Anthony know, and then probably I'll have to have him on in June because we've got so much with the political campaigns. We're really going to be heating up on that. So we'll probably do that in June. So let me know, 864-332-9355. All right. So that's a few of the things that are going on. That's right. You are listening to WCRS Radio. We're talking about all the violence that is here in Greenwood. We've had several shootings, several deaths already this year, and it really is frightening to see what happens. And that's why this brain health program that we're talking about is so, so significant. So one of the things that they are looking at, or they're actually going ahead with, I should say, is this program that will help troubled teens. And Mindy Zimmerman, a family court judge in the 8th Circuit, said this uncertainty is something she sees often. They don't envision growing up. Now that is a frightening thing. I think when I was growing up, all I could think about was wait till I could get out of this house and be doing my own thing. They don't envision growing up. They don't envision a life past what they're currently doing on the street, and we've got to change that. So this program the reality is, paired with a rise in juvenile offenses, push Zimmerman to pursue something different, a multidisciplinary treatment court called MJTC. We're going to work to try to help these young people figure out what their skill set is, what their opportunities are, and are in their community, and what their community can do with their life that is different from what they've already heard. The program targets teens facing serious charges that could otherwise lead to time in detention center. While diversionary programs have existed, Zimmerman said nothing like this treatment court has been tried before. This will be much more hands-on from the perspective of the court. It's funded through the National Opioid Settlement with the Greenwood County Community Action Plan, and the program is working on early intervention. Participants plead to charges, but sentencing will be deferred while they complete an intensive program centered on accountability and support. Much of that will take place at the STARS 24 Teen Center. This is like a drug court. drug court, and I think they even had one like veterans court. And the idea behind these programs is, yes, you have to plead guilty. Yes, these charges are held over your head. But if you complete the program, and in cases like of the drug court, stay clean, show up for the meetings. I know about that one more than maybe some of these others. So I would imagine that this is going to be similar in setup, in that they will have to complete certain things. They will have to show progress. Otherwise, they can go back to jail. So it is a way to, quote, get out of jail, right? That's the beauty of that program. I certainly hope that works, I do hope that we take a look at, in our community, the brain health, brain coaching that Anthony is talking about, because I think there is real science behind this that could really make a difference in our community. So that's a little bit more about what is happening there. Just thought that would be something more to work with. So they have had an introductory program. They've had an introductory meeting about it. A lot of people are involved in it. I think the big thing that we need to see people not only involved in the program, we need to see results. But as Anthony says, if you don't correct the problems with the brain, you may be able to see, maybe it would work, but you need that brain component in order to make things work. There have been studies done of this in all across the country. Chicago, I think, was a really big one, and they have developed programs. So I certainly hope that as they talk about this program that they're going to be instituting, that they also will look at brain health, because we all have issues. We don't actually understand what all the things that adults do, how they affect children futuristically. It's actually frightening. So 864-332-9355. If you'd like to jump in on that, we could love to have you make a comment on that. If you'd like to make it on Facebook, that would be great too. So 864-332-9355. All right, now let's go back over here. Oh my goodness, did you see the fire that happened out there? Where was this? Where was this? This was out in goodness, this is horrible. A garage that burnt down. Did you see that? That must have happened this weekend. So that's pretty serious. All right. So, well, that was something I saw on Facebook. Not something I know that much about, but certainly is out there. We do seem to have had several fires. Also, you should know they have closed a bridge. South Carolina Department of Transportation will begin work today to replace the bridge on Carter Road over 96 Creek. Carter Road will remain open to local traffic only, except at the bridge site. The new bridge is expected to reopen in the summer of 2027. So really, we're talking about a year. Drivers are asked to slow down and stay alert for signs and work crews when traveling in the area. So that is something that is happening out there. Another bridge is getting done, and it's about time. All right. Now, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. Lots of parties will be everywhere. So if you are out there wanting to party, guess what? You'll find plenty of parties. I just saw one on Flynn's on Maxwell, but I'm sure all places will be celebrating tomorrow. And that's a good thing. All right. I think for today, that is going to wind it up. Oh, my goodness, though, I got to tell you about this. Celebrate Mother's Day with The Wizard of Oz on the big screen. Before there was The Wicked, there was The Wizard of Oz. Follow the yellow brick road. Wait a minute. Let me do this for you. Follow the yellow brick road. Okay. With Dorothy and her friends in the beloved musical based on the book by Frank Baum. Don't miss The Wizard of Oz Saturday, May 9th, Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day, and Wednesday, May 13th, out there at the Greenwood Lux Premier Cinema. I tell you, with these flashback movies, I think are terrific. They are $5 for the movie, and it is just great to go see some of those. So if you really want to delve into the past, go watch some of these movies. I've seen Ferris Bueller's Great Day Off. I saw E.T. It's just wonderful. And the thing that you notice about these movies is what? The pace is much slower, which for today's kids and today's youth just doesn't seem to cut it. But for me, growing up when I did, it is something to be enjoyed. So we got graduations coming up all over the place. Lander graduates this week. USC graduates Saturday. I'm not sure when because I'm going to an event down there for that. I'm not sure. Clemson, when do they graduate? They're going to all be in there. So this is going to be the time for graduations, and more graduations. So this is really great. The political scene is the political scene. You are going to have to make up your mind, who do you like for a candidate? It's really hard because the candidates really have not separated themselves that much, except for Rom Reddy. He does seem to be in a different lane, and he touts that as being a different lane. But I'm going to be quite honest about Rom Reddy. I've watched him in debate. I've listened to some of his stuff. I think he was doing better when he had his pack that he had going to Doge, South Carolina, and some of the things that he was making impact on. I think that's where he could have really been impactful. I don't seem to see that since he's been running for as a candidate that he has shown that fire that he has shown in his pack that he had. So we got a lot coming to the head down there in Columbia this week. I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about on that. But I do think that we have to get a handle on some of these things. So that's what I have to say today. What do you have to say? Anything else? I don't know. I love that Mark Sanford is going to do people are all about, I think it is, once somebody gets into politics, it's very difficult to step out. Even people that step out and say they're not going to be involved, they're still involved. So this is something that we will continue to see. I think it's very interesting that Mark Sanford is now going to help. What's he going to be doing? He is going to be stepping aside. He has about $1.5 million in his latest campaign filings, largely left over from his previous campaigns, that he could put into a nonprofit. Oh, yeah. Sending money to a charity is among the allowed uses of excess campaign cash. He said, after a lot of thought, I've concluded the most effective way I can contribute right now is by not seeking office, because we know you would lose, Mark, but by helping build a broader movement focused on the country's financial future. The trajectory of debt and deficits isn't a Republican or Democratic problem. It's an American problem, and it's one that demands sustained grassroots pressure for change to occur. So when seeking his third term, Sanford turned in his paperwork with less than 2 hours remaining in the 2-week filing period to officially withdraw. As of 3 p.m., the commission has not yet received his withdrawal letter, even though he's made this public announcement. So it says, because the state has already printed its 2026 primary ballots, Sanford's name will still appear alongside the other 10 Republicans vying for the chance to replace Representative Nancy Mace. 7 Democrats, so you got 17 people running for that office. But so he is going to start this charity. Is he going to start some type of charity that will put this into use so he can have access to the money? Yes, that's how we do this. We always figure out a way to get access to the money. So that's what he is going to be doing. I think that's going to be interesting to follow. I'm going to see if we can't get him on the air, maybe not before political season, but afterwards, so that he can tell us more about what he's going to be doing with $1.5 million. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's going to... Excuse me. That is going to do it for me. I'm going to be watching what this group of Freedom Caucus members are going to be doing to try to figure out what they're going to be doing with South Carolina State University, what more Pamela Evitt is going to have to say on that, and what the other candidates are going to be saying about all this. Should be most interesting. By the way, last week, I think was it Thursday? I think we had a call in from TJ Shadone, police chief. You should check that out. That was a most interesting conversation having to do with the last shooting that we had here in Greenwood that happened at Greenwood High Apartments. Again, that's on our Facebook Live page. It may or may not be up on the website, WCRS1450am.net. But it will be. It will be probably sometime today. It should make it on to that if you'd rather not go through Facebook. And to all of you that are wishing me happy birthday today, courtesy of Jonathan Bass, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I agree in celebrating my birthday any day I can, because you know what? It means I'm still here. Right, Penny? Was that what you would say, Penny? Right, Penny? Yes, that's what it means. She just wants to know where the cake is. So if you're bringing cake, make sure you bring a piece of cake for Penny. That's going to do it for us. Putting the curtain down. I'm done for today. This is WCRS Radio. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. That's it. See you later. Sayonara. Taking it off the air.